Hello and welcome to the Library Connection. I'm Summer Newman Ernest. The B.B. Comer Memorial Library and its board would like to thank TV47 for giving us the opportunity to highlight our library and its service to the greater community of Sylacauga. Joining me today I have Mr. Judson Warlick, who is the principal at B.B. Comer High School, and Anna Jones, who is the Technology Integration Specialist, TIS for short. Very important titles. I'm so excited to have both of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to talk about some exciting things going on at B.B. Comer High School and Talladega County Schools, and we're just excited to hear all about it. But first of all, let's just talk about Mr. Warlick. How long have you been at B.B. Comer, and what's your past, educational history there?
Okay, I've been with Talladega County for 24 years. This is my 24th year.
So you started when you were 10?
Oh, yes. I started at Childersburg High School as a teacher for 10 years. Then moved into administration. I was administrator at Childersburg High School, then Munford. I was Fayetteville for a year, and I've been at B.B. Comer now. This is my 5th year.
Wow. And so what did you teach before?
I taught high school science. So we had
another high school science teacher. I love it.
Chemistry, physics, just anything they needed me to teach.
Right. And so are you originally from this area?
Yes, I started and finished at Winterboro High School. Okay. So it was a 112 when I was there. So started first grade and I graduated there. So yeah, I'm a product of the county.
That's wonderful. And then giving back to it. And Anna, what about your history with Comer?
Okay, well, I've been at Comer for about 8.5 months.
Oh. The newbie, right?
Yes, that's right. I've taught in Talladega County for quite some time. I taught 3rd grade at Lincoln Elementary School for 12 years. Left Talladega County to work with the state, with AMSTI at University of Montevallo for 6 years. And then recently came back to the county to be closer to home and that kind of thing.
So you're originally from this area?
I'm originally from Talladega County, yes.
I love
Grew up in Talladega in the same area as Judson. I attended Sycamore Elementary and
that's what I love is I'm a product of Sylacauga and people coming back and giving back to the community. AMSTI I know is something as a science teacher that was very beneficial, that is a program where really if the schools do not have the lab equipment and things that you need, that you deliver it to the schools. So what a wonderful state program. And so now you're being able to do the same things or some of the same things, bring it to the students at Comer. And so what I wanted to talk about just really quickly, and then we'll get to the more details, the main reason we're here is to promote a camp that you guys will be hosting this summer, and it's called Extreme.
Yes.
But that's an acronym, and what does that stand for?
Well, we're giving extra, and the stream part is science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and math. So it's extra everything, so it's our extreme camp.
And that's something that I know they're really promoting, not just statewide, but nationwide, because the jobs are in these areas of science and technology, and it continues to grow, and so it's something that you even have classes for, is that correct? Even throughout the school year. And that technology is important, and that's, I know, your job. How do you integrate technology into the classroom every day at Comer High School?
We don't want it to be something that's separate. We want it to be something that is fluid throughout the student. I mean, this is something that they're used to in their daily lives, so it should be a part of their daily instruction, and that's the focus in Talladega County. It's not one more thing, it's part of the thing throughout the school day and their instruction. So it's really seamless. It's not something separate. And we came up with the camp, we realized that computer science, there is a gap there that we've gone through this explosion here, with the last couple of years in instruction. And we saw that our students coming in need this. We've seen in our classes and we want to start early. So we're targeting our 7th and 8th grade students who are coming into 7th, students who are coming into 8th, for them to come to this camp and get this. We want to get a head start, in the core subjects, of course, in reading and math, but we also want to give them this opportunity to work in the STEAM lab and utilize the tools that we have there, and to start, thinking in that engineering process, because we want that to follow throughout their high school career. And we've seen that this is a place that it's an untapped area in our students, and things that they know and can be interested in for their, career.
Well, I know with Dr. Suzanne Lacey and Talladega County Schools always seem to be on the cutting edge if it's some new initiative or technology, and have been for some time, starting even, we were talking earlier with the one-to-one. And so how does that work even in the schools today? What does that mean?
Well, first of all, this wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the support from Dr. Lacey and the board. They back us 100% with this, and they've provided a lot of the resources for us to be able to do this. But as far as the one-to-one in the classroom, that's still going strong. Each student is issued a Chromebook. We have changed from one device to the Chromebooks. It's easier for us to manage, and it's easier for us to make sure that it's utilized as a learning tool that we want it to be utilized as. The stream or the STEAM lab that we have, where we have one right now. We had 3 classes this year, almost kind of an experimental year. Right. The students loved it. They've come to us and they want to be in the lab next year. They want a STEAM 2 lab. So we've expanded it from 3. We will have 8 classes at B.B. Comer next year.
Wow.
4 specifically for the middle school and 4 specifically for the high school.
Well, and I know as a teacher and parent, it's hard maybe for older generations to understand how much education has changed. You can't just open a textbook and expect to grab these students' attention, and this is not the way the world works anymore. And so if you guys aren't changing your ways, they're not going to be prepared for the real world. And so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the STEAM lab, the camp coming up, and all of the wonderful things at B.B. Comer High School.
Hi, it's Shawnee McNeil at SelfFirst Bank. This is a great time for you to buy or build a new home, or maybe refinance your present mortgage. Our rates are the lowest they've been in years, and that means saving you money. We've been helping our customers become homeowners in this area for nearly 70 years, and we can make our approvals right here in the office, and that means saving you time. We're located here in downtown Sylacauga. Come in and find SelfFirst, a better way to bank.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
At Marble City Pharmacy, we're more than just a drugstore. Our gift shop boasts some of the most unique treasures you'll find anywhere. Come in and browse the vast selection of jewelry, purses, clothing accessories, and crafts. Let our friendly staff help you find that special card or gift for any occasion. Our dollar wall features selected sale items, and we stock a wide variety of specialty items. And if it is a drugstore you need, Marble City Pharmacy was named the 2015 McKesson National Pharmacy of the Year. Visit us today at Marble City Pharmacy.
Connect to nature. Connect to family. Camping World is here to help you make lasting memories. With thousands of parts and accessories available, service nationwide, and RVs as low as $109 a month, Camping World has it all. Now is your time to connect to excitement with savings on thousands of RVs. Plus, enjoy Good Sam Elite membership with every RV purchase. Visit your local Camping World Supercenter or shop campingworld.com today.
The Allen Companies of Sylacauga, with 3 locations to serve you: Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. For all your convenience store needs, ice, drinks, snacks, and of course, some of the lowest priced gasoline at the pumps. It's the Allen Companies of Sylacauga. Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. It's the Allen Company convenience stores.
Hello and welcome back to the Library Connection. I'm Summer Newman Ernest. Joining me today is Mr. Judson Warlick and Miss Anna Jones, both from B.B. Comer High School. We've been talking about the wonderful technology initiatives that you've had in place for many years. And when we say one-to-one, that means that every student has his or her own Chromebook, a computer that they are able to use every day, and we know that that's the way that it works. It's no longer textbooks, that is, like you said, it's completely integrated into their learning. And so even more exciting things, a camp coming up, but first of all that you have a STEAM lab. And tell us once again, what does that STEAM stand for? Because that is an acronym, or a STEM lab. We keep on adding more letters. It's going to be the whole alphabet eventually, right?
Well, the STEAM lab is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And so it's an opportunity for the students to come in and practice with coding, practice with robotics. Again, it's an artistic expression. The students can can use this time to enhance what they're doing in the classroom, but they can do the same material but in a different way in the STEAM lab.
Right, and so Anna, you were saying that these are just teachers that aren't necessarily computer engineers that are coming in and teaching these classes now.
That's right, that's right. Mr. McCartney is one of our teachers who has been running a coding class, and his students, they're 11th and 12th graders, and it was new for him, but he was willing to do it. He had well, let me back up. Talladega County was named in 2015 in the League of Innovative Schools, and it just was like a perfect storm. That happened, and then in my previous role, we came together with a math and science partnership grant through the University of Montevallo and AMSTI, and Dr. Lacey just had this immense vision. She had visited other school districts, throughout the country, and we went and visited Pittsburgh at South Fayette and saw the wonderful things that they were doing there. Took a team of teachers within our cohort and came back, and we came up with this idea of having a boot camp for teachers to get started in using these things. Talladega County already was very progressive and had things going. However, there were some things there that we could learn and take from, and from that we've developed our own computer science progression, and Mr. McCartney was a part of that cohort, and so he was willing to take on this class. And in the first semester, he utilized code.org, and the students learned how to do some basic movements, and he allowed them to code something that they wanted to code. And we had some students, they coded the solar system, and one coded the Death Star from Star Wars, and they, and that was fun, and that was great.
But that's how you get them engaged.
That's exactly right. In the fall, toward the end, we had a preview day for parents and community to come and visit the school building, and at that time, the students, they were sharing their fun things that they had coded, and they were questioned, well, that's great, and this is exciting, but what, is there something that you could do with purpose that would impact your community or things around you? And so 3 of the girls came together, and Mr. Cosper, the assistant principal at B.B. Comer, a couple of years ago had lost a finger in a woodworking accident, and they had always joked, the kids had always joked about, having a prosthetic finger for Mr. Cosper made, because he teases them all the time with his his little nub. And so the girls searched. The semesters, it was coming towards the end, and they searched and they found an existing code. And this is the first finger that they printed, and you can see.
Hold that up so the camera can see.
You can see it would barely fit my finger when they printed it and put it together. And Mr. Cosper, if you don't know him, Mr. Cosper,
I graduated high school with him.
He's not a small man.
No,
he's 7 foot tall, and so they had to make some adjustments to the code so that it would actually fit Mr. Cosper's finger. And so it's a good bit different than what it was originally, and they made that. And
this is all with a 3D printer.
That's all with a 3D printer.
These printers, and they're not terribly expensive, or you can, I don't know the printers themselves. Right, but the things that they make actually, that it's, miraculous. Things that you would think would cost $20,000 normally, it's really amazing. This is something that you would see at a medical facility, in some huge research facility, and that we have high school students
that creating
this here in town at B.B. Comer High School with 3D printers. What else do you have over here?
So from that was our first semester class, and then Mr. McCartney and I worked together, and we talked about what would be a reasonable progression of expectation for students, and we thought, okay, that worked out well, starting with code.org. And then at that time, the STEAM lab was just getting started, and we had purchased some other things, and we used spheros, which are they're round balls. They are robots that you can code. You can move from driving it like a remote control car to block coding to actually text code. And so it's a natural progression, and so we use that. And then we wanted the projects to be authentic. That's fun to make the Death Star. But this was authentic. That was real. So our elementary school worked with us, and they came up with, students, they struggle to move from pointing with their finger on text and tracking with their eyes.
Right.
And you want that to be something, they see this as a weakness, and you want to help them have a scaffold.
Sure.
And so the elementary reading specialist, Dana Bailey, came down and spoke to our students and posed that problem. This is what they came up with, the elementary reader.
Which looks almost like a slide ruler, but so that they can follow along.
Basically,
So
yes.
the text is in that rectangle.
Right.
And then they slide along. That's what
something created by students for younger.
This is all an original design. They started with paper and pencil, sketching their ideas out. And this is actually about the 4th production, because the first 2 or 3 didn't work. But that's part of the process. Is you have to
just like it would be in the real world.
Yeah.
It's problem solving, and unknowingly they're learning all of these skills that they need to be successful and probably enjoying it at the same time. Can we get a patent on these?
Well, that's what we're working on right
That's
now.
what we're working on. We've had several say to us that that's the next step. That's what we need to do, because there's not a product out there like that.
Right.
Another thing that we did was we reached out to our local corporations. You know, our students, we're in the high school. The next step for them is either college or career.
Right.
And so we reached out to NEMAC, and Mr. John Parrish, he's over HR at NEMAC, and he came to our students, and this is a gauge reader. So what happens, they create aluminum blocks at NEMAC.
Right.
Well, once the block comes through that little square there, there's a QR code on each aluminum block. And if that is not correct, then they can't read. It's like the birth date of the block, and it tells all the information of the block. That's something that they have to create outside of NEMAC, or create themselves in their machining department. And that one is out of nylon, and our students created that one that out of ABS filament that would actually work. And he took it back. When he came, he came back again, and the students presented what they had coded. And you can see there's some difference, like on this side it's flat, and on his side it's got those cutouts. And we had some question about that, but he took it back to the head engineers, and there's no obstruction. It will work.
Perfectly.
Wow.
So
so you have just helped NEMAC, which is a huge supporter, I know, of our community and employer here. Something that they need and use on a daily basis.
Right.
And so our students wrote the code for this based on these specs. And so now, instead of outsourcing, we were able to.
This is mind blowing. I mean, it really is. I mean, when you talk about, like, you guys are doing some amazing things with these students, and how proud for the students themselves.
Absolutely.
To know that they've done something that's meaningful and useful and contributing to society, really, already at such a young age.
Well, a big part of this too was the presentation aspect of it, and we had representatives from NEMAC come down, and the students actually had to present, the times that it messed up, the times that it didn't work, and then the final product. He took the final product, he tested it on site, and came back with said it works just like the original.
We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, I want to focus on the camp that's coming up this summer and everything, like we said, going on at B.B. Comer High School.
Hi, it's Shawnee McNeil at SelfFirst Bank. This is a great time for you to buy or build a new home, or maybe refinance your present mortgage. Our rates are the lowest they've been in years, and that means saving you money. We've been helping our customers become homeowners in this area for nearly 70 years, and we can make our approvals right here in the office, and that means saving you time. We're located here in downtown Sylacauga. Come in and find SelfFirst, a better way to bank.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
At Fort Williams Pharmacy, you won't find motor oil, garden hoses, or mountain climbing gear. No, they don't have that. What they do have is a professional, friendly staff that understands your needs. Filling prescriptions is their primary business, and they take it seriously. They also have a drive-through window for your convenience and free local delivery. Most of all, Fort Williams Pharmacy knows your time is valuable, so when it's time to fill your prescriptions, you need it done fast, friendly, and accurately. Fort Williams Pharmacy, our family, caring for your family.
Connect to nature. Connect to family. Camping World is here to help you make lasting memories. With thousands of parts and accessories available, service nationwide, and RVs as low as $109 a month, Camping World has it all. Now is your time to connect to excitement with savings on thousands of RVs. Plus, enjoy Good Sam Elite membership with every RV purchase. Visit your local Camping World Supercenter or shop campingworld.com today.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Hello and welcome back to the Library Connection. I'm Summer Newman Ernest. Joining me today, Mr. Judson Warlick and Miss Anna Jones from B.B. Comer High School. I'm blown away really by what is happening in B.B. Comer High School at the middle school level with your new lab going on, STEAM. We've talked about things made with 3D printers, things that are used at NEMAC, things that maybe are going to be patented, hopefully in the future, and all in preparing these students to be successful members of society. I hope they all stay here in Sylacauga, in this area. There was one more thing that we didn't get to. Anna, what was that on the end?
So this is from our 7th and 8th grade coding class. The students partnered with Level Up Village. Here, let me hand that to you. Mm-hmm. The students partnered with Level Up Village, and they worked in a partnership with students from another country, in Palestine and Ghana, and they shared, as they learned about energy and about, how energy is produced and about lighting, and those are needs that not everybody has.
No, third world countries.
Right, exactly. And so the students collaborated online. They shared videos back and forth. They shared their designs and created these solar boxes. And they actually put it together, coded it, put their names on it and everything. Wow. And it was an 8-week course that we did. And 2 other schools in Talladega County did this as well. But they did it at the 3rd through 5th grade level at Lincoln Elementary and at Fayetteville. And it was a great experience for our students. And we felt like that this was a great step in, again, preparing them for where our 11th and 12th grade students are.
Right. Well, and I mean, that sounds like something you would do at a high school, not even at a high school, at a college level or graduate school level, in engineering, that I can't believe it's happening here. And being able to collaborate with somebody in a whole different continent is really an unbelievable experience from here in Alabama. Judson, if you will give us the details of the camp that's coming up this summer, that's going to hopefully continue to grow these interests and their skills in this area.
Well, again, the Extreme Camp will be this summer. We'll hold it in July. It will be 8 days, starting July 10th through the 13th, and then also the 17th through the 20th. It'll be a 3-hour camp each day. The students will get an hour of reading, an hour of math, and then an hour of the STEAM, which are the products that we see out here. So we just wanted to give a taste to the students, especially for our 6th graders coming into the high school, making sure that they're prepared for that transition from elementary into the middle and high school. And so our teachers have created a 2-week curriculum for them, in reading and in math. And then in our STEAM lab, the projects that they have going on there will support what's going on in the reading and the math course.
So it's for middle school age students, I guess?
Right. It'll be for our 7th and 8th grade for next year.
Okay, and there's no charge?
No charge. It's all funded through the county, through our program. So
because you'll see at universities that you would have to go to Auburn or to Tuscaloosa or to Montevallo to do something like this. You would have to pay for it. And so this is right down the road. It's free for them. And what a wonderful way to hopefully increase, their reading skills or the mathematics skills, but also getting them interested, I know, with something that maybe then they'll want to continue to do for the rest of their lives. And I know one of the reasons that it's such a big emphasis is that's where the jobs are.
Right, exactly.
And so it seems that you guys are doing exactly what you need to do to prepare these students and hopefully to get them gainful employment, maybe even right out of high school because of these skills.
And if we have any parents that are interested in this, again, for our 7th and 8th grade students, we still have around 20 slots available.
Okay.
We have 40 students signed up, so we can still take probably 25 more students. If anyone's interested, they just need to contact the high school.
Well, and what a testament to what you're doing that 40 students have signed up for a school camp.
Yes.
We're not talking about swimming or something.
So
that shows the interest that lies there, and I think that's so important because they are into technology and they have these young, fresh minds and probably way more ideas than we have ourselves, and we can learn from them as well. So exciting. I know that Comer and Talladega County Schools has received so many accolades. Tell us what's coming up, what's been happening there, and just brag, because there's a lot to brag about, I know.
Right.
We recently, last week on Thursday and Friday, we had our annual Innovative Learning Showcase, where all of the schools and grades, kindergarten through 12th grade, were represented, and students came and competed in different categories in robotics and coding and PBL and gamification. It was a sight to behold. I mean, every year as we've progressed through this initiative, the students, the rigor of their products and their projects and the learning in their classes has just accelerated over time. We do have a lot to be proud of in our area. Right. To see kindergarten students, to see primary grade students being able to do things like this and understand it is really remarkable. And to be interested in things that have meaning. We had students that created, devices to aid people who have Parkinson's, where when they brush their teeth or when they're trying to hold a pencil, aids like that they had coded and created that were there. We had students who had created rockets, and we had students who had put together Vex robotics from nothing but pieces. Wow. And actually driving them around. I mean, it was a sight. Students who had taken something that they buy, like your game board systems, and had created those of their own and created their own games there for you to try out as you walked around. It really was amazing, the things that the kids can do and how it's evolved over the last 9 years that we have had that event. But the most important thing for us in Talladega County is to make sure that our students are well-rounded and prepared in all things. And I feel like at that event, you see that we are really making that happen for our students in this area.
Well, I know every time they have these, and y'all are great about it, having things open to the community so people can see. Yes. Because if you don't have a student or a child in school, then you might not be aware of it. No. That's what we want to get out of it. I mean, this is something you want to put your support behind, because it is going to be, changing the world. These people are going to be changing the world and doing wonderful things, and you're starting right here. And Justin, I know under your leadership that they're free to do that, and that's wonderful. Give me again those dates and the times and how they can get more information about the camp.
Okay, the dates will be July 10th through the 13th, also the 17th through the 20th. So it'll be an 8-day camp over 2 weeks in July. From 8:30 until 11:30 each day. And if we have any interested parents, just contact the high school and we can get them signed up.
Upcoming 7th and 8th graders.
Upcoming 7th and 8th
at
grade.
B.B. Comer High School, no charge. I want to go. Sign me up. Yeah, am I over the age? Exciting things going on. I hope that we can get back together. I want to hear everything. I can't imagine, just how quickly this has evolved. What's going to be like this time next year?
Right.
What kind of products that you're going to be able to bring. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Library Connection, and we will see you next time.